Hey you guys, Dory. Welcome to Program 2. This is our kickoff video for Program 2. So I've made some changes to it since I originally launched it. So I want to tell you what it's going to be about, and it's really going to be pretty simple, you guys. So I'm excited because you're going to be able to take a little bit of a break from Program 1. Program 1 is pretty intense. There's a lot of skill learning. There's a huge learning curve for those of you who haven't done food prep before and even learned about what's in the food system. And so there's a lot of learning and skill development involved in getting better with our own food prep, and you're just learning it. Now, some of you have taken my program before, so you're a little bit more of experts on it, and some of you, it's your program 1, that's your first time through. So there's a lot of content there. I would encourage you to go back through and watch things. There's always when you watch different videos at different times, there's always little things that you could take here and there from each video. So I encourage you to re-watch things and don't give up hope. Don't give up faith that you can continue to get better and you can continue to, you don't have to be perfect at this, but when you do set a priority for yourself to start food prepping every single week, without excuses, you will start to develop these habits that will sustain you lifelong. They'll be life-changing for you. So I encourage you, as I food prepped myself with my kids last night, we turned the music on. The kids were playing computer games. We had music on. Everybody was grabbing celery sticks and eating, and we made it a fun process. And of course I was the basic one doing all the food prep, which that's the usual thing because I'm the one that's in there doing it. However, they're still a part of it. They're right there with me. What a good family skill to start developing. You cannot do better for yourself or your children than starting to fuel your body the right way, starting to respect ourselves and to take care of ourselves. And so this program has evolved into a 3-part series program, programs 1, 2, and 3. Program 1 is the Food Foundation, which you guys just came through. Program 2 is the 4 Pillars of Health. Now, I used to have that as the 5 pillars. It is no longer the 5 pillars, it's the 4. The 5th pillar was emotional sobriety, and the reason is that's got its own program now, where we focus on the emotional eating component. I believe that you absolutely, if you want to make a lifestyle change and you really are committed to yourself and your health and really changing your health trajectory, you absolutely have to be taking Program 2. Program 2 is a lifestyle cure. It's the 4 pillars of health. That is the lifestyle cure. We're talking about exercise. We're talking about water and hydration. We're talking about starting to self-care. With week 1, with the exercise, we start talking about self-care. We talk about water and hydration. You won't believe what you'll learn that will anchor you away from water bottles alone. We're learning about sleep, how important sleep is to our body, how detrimental it is to us medically and physically for us to be lacking so much sleep. And I'm like one of those top ones there. I'm overcoming, my own sleep schedule issues from working 10 years of night shift. And we're talking about nutrition. Again, we're digging into some of that more. I promise you, the nutrition week, everything is going to be like full circle for you, and you're gonna have some aha moments where you're gonna go, wow, I really am getting it. I'm giving you the nuggets and the core information that you require to really, really have a full picture of what's going on with our diets, with our bodies, with our hormones, with our health, with our kids' health, with their attention spans, everything. It's giving you a full circle of learning so that you really can understand the core nuggets of why food prep is so important, why reading labels is so important, and just learning how to be aware and how to live a healthier life. And again, you guys, it's always going to go down to good, better, best. But these 4 pillars are things that you must know in order to have a lifestyle change and a lifestyle cure. They are the cure. They're the cure to any lifestyle. You focus on those 4 pillars of health and what you've learned with food prep, you will change your life. You will change someone else's life. You will change your kids' lives if you will focus on those and make them a priority. Now I don't do the register anymore. I did have, we started learning some goal setting once upon a time in program 2. I'm not doing that anymore simply because I'm going to show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you and share it with you. However, that's going to be something that you and I are working one-on-one with. If you're in the individualized coaching plan with me, we're going to work on that register together. I'll help you break down those goals so that you can start really making progress in your life. With changing your lifestyle, even if it has to do with children or anybody. But I really want it to have to do with you, and what you do is going to transfer out onto your children. So, but we'll make some of those goals together one-on-one. If you're doing one-on-one coaching and part of the individualized coaching plan, that inner circle with me, we'll do that together. I'm going to show it to you, but we're not going to spend a lot of time on it simply because it really requires that one-on-one with us, and just us really getting a very solid, detailed plan that's very specific for your life and for your things that are going on. So you can ask me about that going into program. When you finish program 2, I would highly encourage you again to go into program 3. Even if you and I are one-on-one coaching together, you can even take a little break between the time that we're coaching, or program 2 and program 3. And us coaching together individually will keep you on track until you even get into program 3, which is the emotional eating program. So you can ask me about that. Anyway, you can ask me questions about that if you're interested in that. If you're struggling with health challenges, though, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're struggling with health challenges, you're struggling consistently with weight issues, these are things that we need to work on one-on-one. The group is going to help you, and the group coaching is so important. And you need these fundamentals before we get into the real meat, which is the emotional part. You need these fundamentals, and it's only going to take you 4 weeks to learn fundamentals. And I shared this even with program 3 just a few minutes ago. There might be some of the stuff where you go, well, do I really need to know all that? It's a little bit boring, whatever. Well, guess what? When I went to nursing school, a lot of that was boring. Okay, but I needed to know that stuff so that I could get out on the floor and I could start actually saving people's lives, hanging drips, doing things that I wasn't used to doing, making changes for other people, making changes even to my own behavior, what I was doing, what my knowledge level was. You have to increase your knowledge level in order to do better, right? Or we just perpetuate the same things over and over again. So program 2 is really going to give you that solid base of those 4 things that you absolutely must start focusing on if you want to have that life change. Now, we're going to come to group session. So it's going to be 4 weeks long, just like program 1 was. However, we're also going to have a kickoff week. So that's going to extend it to overall 5 weeks, because we'll have kickoff week, and then we'll go 4 weeks after kickoff week. So it'll actually be, all in all, it'll be 5 weeks that we'll be meeting weekly. Now, you're going to get video content just like you did in program 1 weekly. You're going to watch the videos and you're going to bring your takeaways. I would say bring 2 to 3 takeaways per video to group session. That's really what you should be doing. And what I would encourage you to do is get a notebook. And if I didn't encourage you to do this in program 1, I'm going to from now on when I talk to program 1 people. Get a notebook. Let that be your Rebel Food Nurse coaching notebook. Let it be the notebook where you start taking notes, things that you're learning from me and start writing them, and even write the videos next to them and write your takeaways, because when you go back and review those videos again, for some of you who do, you'll have different takeaways. You'll learn different things about those videos. And so keep that notebook there so that you're organized with it. You're really learning. Think about this like school. I encourage you to think about this like school. You are learning. This is lifestyle school. This is learning how to really get healthy and be healthier, and to really create that change that you say that you want. I'm giving you the tools for it. So I highly recommend doing that. And again, you're going to come to group session every week. Your Zoom link will be posted with this email, along with the night and the time that we're meeting. If there's an issue with that, you guys get back to me individually if there's an issue at all with the day or time that we're meeting, and we'll do our best to readjust things. So that will be there. And I also encourage you, this is important, copy and paste that Zoom link to your notepad on your phone so that you're not scurrying and trying to find it. I've done this with my own when I've been coaching in other groups, or when I've been a student in other groups where there are other coaches. Oftentimes my little disorganized self will be scrambling looking for that Zoom link. And for the people who are coaching these programs like myself, it's very difficult to be constantly having to post that, constantly getting asked that question. So what you can do to save yourself time and heartache, and all of us, is copy and paste that Zoom link to your notebook, your notepad on your phone. That way you can just go click it when you're ready to hit it. You can just go click it. You could even post that or paste that onto a Word document if you're on your laptop. That way you can just go to that Word document and click it, and you'll have it every single time. So that's a little bit about what Program 2 is about. I am going to introduce you to the Recover Me Register. You're going to have that for some of you who are super self-studiers. You can, I'm going to let you know how to use it. However, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it like I did in the past when I had stretched it to be a longer program. That simply does not work in a group setting. It's much, much better for us to do that in one-on-one coaching. So if you guys have questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Message me, email me back, and I'm excited for you. This is the base. This is the foundation. You're going to learn things, and every single week there's going to be some things that are going to blow you away. And I encourage you, again, be a student, be attentive, be engaged in this learning, because these are things, y'all, that have taken me so long to learn myself, because no one was teaching me this. This is like health school for you. This is where you really learn, you know, the skills and the information that you need to get healthier, and it's being spoon-fed to you through video content and coming to group sessions. You guys are learning so much that I never got the opportunity to learn. In nursing school, it's meds and diseases. That's all that we're learning. I want to learn health. I want you to learn health so that you can make those changes. Now, I will tell you, for those of you who are going on to Program 3, you need to go ahead and let me know as soon as possible to get registered for Program 3 also. That's our emotional eating. I will encourage you to go ahead and get this book. I'm going to be encouraging this from Program 1 and on. This is Fat as a Family Affair, How Food Obsessions Affect Relationships, by Judy Hollis. It's really how relationships affect food obsessions. And it's a very, very, very eye-opening book. It's absolutely just, she's amazing. She's a PhD. She's a psychologist who has fought her own food addiction. That is the book that we'll be reading in Program 3, but I highly, highly, highly suggest you get that book as soon as possible and you start reading it. It's going to give you a lot of the foundation for what you're dealing with, the challenges that you're dealing with. And if you're dealing with constant fluctuation in weight, even if it's that 15 or 20 pounds that you're constantly trying to get off, or you're 100 pounds overweight, or you're consistently 50 pounds overweight, or you have chronic health issues, again, those are things that really require us to be working one-on-one together. That's where we develop that very specialized plan for you. These things happen over decades, you guys. I can't fix you in some group sessions where everybody's coming together and doing takeaways and that sort of thing. That's stuff that is very specific to you. I want to encourage you this. Anything can change. Anything. I do not buy at all, that you're stuck with something as far as diagnosis goes. If you have a condition, a medical condition, there are always things that we can do to improve our health, no matter what it is. And I'll help you with that. But again, that's stuff that we've got to work one-on-one with. It's not stuff that we can work on in the group sessions. So I want to encourage you, though, that you need to have the tools, and we need to work together in order to be able to do that. And I want to encourage you with hope, because when you're willing and you've got the right instructor, the right coach, the right tools, you can change anything. I don't want you to ever lose hope of that. I have seen, listen, I share with you guys openly and very transparently that I come from, a family of alcoholics and dysfunction, and a lot of dysfunction in my own life with certain areas of my life as far as relationships, my own relationship with food. I still have to be cognizant of, I still have to be aware of. I love going to OA meetings because I was 40 pounds heavier most of my adult life. These things have taken me time in order to absorb, and I still notice some of my own emotional eating patterns and habits. And of course, I became aware of things that I was never aware of before, and you're going to learn those things too as you go through these programs. But I know people can change. I know they can, because I've done it. And it is not a hop, skip, and a jump. It takes time. And it takes learning the tools. It takes having the right coaches, the right mentorship, the right programs, coming to group sessions, talking to people one-on-one, sponsorship, coaches. It takes all of that stuff in order for us to get better. We don't just get better with one thing. We just don't. We need a multitude of things in order to start to nourish ourselves again. And you're going to learn just a little bit about self-nurturing in this program, because there's going to be a video on self-care and learning to self-care and to self-partner. But you're really going to get a lot of that meat and nuggets big time in Program 3, where we're going to be talking about really, really, really taking care of ourselves and changing ourselves emotionally, because emotions attached to events drive behavior. And if we can remove some of those emotions that were attached to certain events, especially traumas that have happened in people's lives, then we can grow beyond anything that we thought we could. And the brain is so great because it can change, but we've got to be surrounded by the right people, the right tools, the right environment, and we've got to be learning how to nurture ourselves emotionally. That's the only way that we change emotionally. So anyway, I want to encourage you to get this book, and I'm excited to see you in group session. You'll have your Zoom link. Again, copy and paste it. Don't make me post it every week. It drives me insane. Drives me insane. I don't mind doing that. I just, sometimes I get busy too, and so I can't always be in there posting. So that is part of your homework, is to copy and paste that to a notepad or to a Word document so that you can click on that. Get a notebook. That's another one of your homework assignments for this week. Get a notebook. Label it your Rebel Food Nurse Coaching Notebook. Start putting your takeaways down in your notebook. I want to see it when you come to group session. I want to see your little notebook. This is my food coaching notebook, and I want you to start writing your takeaways on there. That's going to be it. And so we'll do kickoff. First week is going to be kickoff week, just like everything else. We're just going to be doing introductions, because there might be different people in the group. We're going to be doing intros. I'm going to be talking about what the program is going to entail, a little bit about the Recover Me Register. We'll talk about that on kickoff week. And then we'll get started the following week. We'll get started with content. All right, you guys know how to get a hold of me if you have questions. I'm excited to be teaching you once again and to continue on this continuum, and I know you guys are going to learn so much. So I'm looking forward to coaching you also into Program 3. And if you guys have questions, message me. You know how to get a hold of me. You can email me. And I will see you in group session.